It wasn't Hancock or Legends. Now everyone wanted to ride dragons instead.